There is a story we tell ourselves about stagnation. That it happened to us, life got busy, circumstances changed, or we ran out of time, energy or resources. Like we will start again when things settle down. But here's an uncomfortable truth. Stagnation isn't something that happens to you. It's a decision you make.
Wow.
Not once, maybe in a single dramatic moment, but in a series of small, completely understandable moments where you choose what was known over what's possible, where you choose safe. And the moment you made that choice was the moment you stopped growing. Not because you are weak, not because you don't care, but because your brain did exactly what it was designed to do. And understanding that design is one way possible to override it. I've been posting on this channel for over 2 years.
What is happening? I won't let this define me.
I want to be honest what these 2 years looked like. There have been stretches, real stretches, where I didn't see results I wanted, where the numbers stayed flat, when I published something I was proud of, and the world responded with silence. In those moments, the comfortable choice was always visible and was always available. Stop, pivot, do something safer. Build skills that have a more predictable return. Stop putting your thoughts and your face online for an audience that might have never grown. The uncomfortable choice was to keep growing.
I see it now. The path is clear. No longer a mystery, just execution.
Without any guarantee that it would work, without a sign from universe, without a permission. And I want to be clear, was not so heroic. I am saying I understood something that made this choice clearer. Stopping felt like safety, but it was a different kind of risk. The risk of never finding out. And that risk, for me, was always worse. Let's talk about what actually happens when you choose safety instead of growth. Your brain has a system called homeostasis. In biology, homeostasis is a body drive to maintain a stable internal state, temperature, blood sugar, or a heart rate with breathing. But homeostasis doesn't just operate in your body, it operates in your psychology too. Your brain has a set point, a familiar range of emotion, behavior, or identity that it works constantly to maintain. When you try to grow beyond that set point, when you take a risk or try something new, push into unfamiliar territory, your brain registers that as a threat, not because growth is dangerous, because it's unfamiliar, and unfamiliar triggers the same alarm as actual danger. This is why growth is uncomfortable by design, not as punishment, as a feature of a brain that prioritizes survival over fulfillment. Your comfort zone isn't the circle you step outside of, it's a thermostat. And every time you move toward the edge, the thermostat kicks in and tries to bring you back. The resistance you feel toward growth isn't weakness, it's your nervous system doing its job. But here's something about thermostat. You can reset it, not by forcing yourself into discomfort once and calling it growth, but by repeatedly, consistently choosing the edge until the edge becomes new set point, until what was once uncomfortable becomes your new normal, and then you push the edge again. Let's be honest about what choosing safety actually costs, because safety feels free. It feels like nothing, like you just didn't do something, like a natural choice. It isn't. Every time you choose safety over growth, you pay something. You pay impossibility, in the version of yourself that would have existed if you'd made another choice, in the relationship you didn't pursue, the creative work you didn't make, the direction you kept preparing for without even actually moving. And here's what genuinely makes this painful. You don't feel the cost immediately. Safety feels like relief in some moment. The cost comes later, quietly, in the form of a life that stops feeling like yours, in the flatness that sets in when you've been safe for too long, in the distance between who you are and who you might become. The distance that grows every time you choose the known over possibilities.
I'm free now.
That's not safety, that's a slow kind of loss. So how do you actually make another choice? Not once dramatically or in a moment of inspiration, but consistently in the ordinary moments where comfort is available and growth is inconvenient. First, name the choice when it's happening. Most people don't realize they are making a choice. The drift towards comfort feels passive, like nothing is happening. But it's not nothing, it's a decision. When you notice yourself avoiding something, a conversation, a creative risk, a direction, name it out loud.
I can't do this anymore. I'm so tired. Okay.
I am choosing safety right now, not as judgment, as information. Because you can't choose differently in a choice you don't know you are making. Second, make growth smaller step. The reason people don't grow is often that they've made growth too large. The goal is so big, so uncertain. The gap between here and there makes staying here feel rational. Shrink the step. What's the smallest possible movement toward the uncomfortable thing? Not the whole journey. One step, small enough that thermostat don't panic, but in the direction of growth every day. Third, redefine what safety actually means. The brain thinks the safety is standing still, but for some with ambitions, with potential, staying still is the most dangerous thing where you can be. Real safety for the kind of person that watched this video is movement, momentum, knowing that you are building something real. When you feel that momentum, that is safety. The stillness that feels safe is actually the most exposed you will ever be. I don't know when you made the last uncomfortable choice. Maybe it was recently, maybe it's been a while. But I know this. Right now, somewhere in your life, there is a door you've been standing in front of. Not walking, not moving away, just standing. And every day you stand there without choosing, you are making a choice. The choice to be safe. I'm not asking to blow up your life. I'm not asking for a dramatic gesture. I'm asking for the quiet, small, unsexy decision to take one step toward this door. Not because you are ready, not because the outcome is guaranteed, but because the version of you that steps through is the only version that finds out what's on the other side. And that version is worth more than thousands of safety places. So I'm so curious, what's the door you are standing in front of? And if you want to rise together, subscribe and press like. So have a good flight, fam.